Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus Park. If this is your first time on our show, tuning in, please like, subscribe, tell your friends. I appreciate you guys for coming on, and I hope you continue to follow the show. I just want to invite everybody to our R&B day party laid back. It's going to be on the 24th of May at the Capitol Modern Museum courtyard. If you haven't been there, it's an amazing venue, but go check out our website, laidbackrnb.com. Get your tickets. Me and DJ Hoppaboy are throwing this event. We've done two already and it's been super fun. R&B music all day. It's a cool day party. It goes from about 4 to about 9. Go check it out. Laidbackrnb.com. Aloha. Okay, this week I'm bringing to my show another photographer. I know I've been having a few, but this one just stood out, and she does a lot of work for the University of Hawaii, and people know her as Photos by Kaikai. What's up, girl? Thank you for coming on my show.
Uh, Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So you're in Vegas right now.
Yes, I am.
That's what, a 3 hour difference.
Yeah, it's now a 3-hour difference because I think the daylight savings changed like just
Yeah.
recent.
Okay. So what are you doing in Vegas right now?
So this is probably my second week already, like being here. Besides having family out here, I'm just trying to get like some work, some media work done
Oh.
out here as well. You know what I mean? Try to meet with some athletes that I've met like through the past years and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just felt like I need change and it's time to, take a step away from, being at home and seeing how much more I can grow as far as like being in the mainland. So knowing that now like UH sports is kind of like coming to an end as far as like the
Yeah.
season for this past year, I just feel like I should spend my summertime like being out here or, just being in the mainland, just like growing more as far as like a media person and seeing like the challenges and stuff that I'll go through again, you know what I mean? I just feel like it's getting kind of too easy right now, so
Yeah.
I kind of want to find something like harder.
All right. That already inspires me because I'm that type of person too. Like, I don't like being comfortable. If I'm comfortable, then that means I'm not doing something more. And people get pigeonholed in Hawaii. It gets comfortable and then you become a big fish in a small pond. But it takes a certain person to gamble on themselves and try to be a big fish in the ocean. And like, if you could take those steps, that's what's up. Because like,
Yeah.
if it's too easy, then you already know. It's like I'm not that person. If it's too easy, I'm trying to get things. I'm trying to. My idea is always I'm trying to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Football. Yes, definitely. Yes, that's me.
All right. Well, you're a pretty dope photographer, and I look at your Instagram and you get a lot of cool shots. How did you even get into photography from the beginning?
So I think it started like I was a softball player.
Okay.
Yeah, I graduated from my high school and then I went off to college and I played my 4 years at Concordia University
Oh
in
wow.
Portland. Yeah, I went off over there to play. And then I recently came home because there was like some family stuff that, happened that I needed to, come back. Cause if that didn't honestly happen, I would have stayed in the mainland.
Uh
But
oh.
there was different yeah, there was, some different plans that hit me. So I ended up coming home and I always was that person, like, before even high school, like, who always, like, took pictures as far as, like, with family or, just, like, I had a lot of cousins that were in sports already, and I was in sports too, so I kinda just, like, grew up, like, wanting to be, like, a photographer. Like
Oh, so this was your passion from like early kind.
yeah, I kinda just,
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
always loved, taking pictures, like, I just found it, like, super cool, like, when I started playing sports, we always had a, like, photographer, like, a team photographer who would take pictures of, like, our softball games, and I always, like, looked up to him And I was like, "Dude, like, one day, this is gonna be me, like, all the cool shots that you take of us, that you get to, like, show us, like, after the games or, like, during the season." Like, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." Like, this is all I have, to look back at.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kinda just, like, grew up being around, like, the whole, like, photography. Did I ever think it was gonna get this serious? No.
Well,
No.
that's super cool being an athlete first, and you can appreciate how much these photographs mean. Just
Yeah.
even now, my daughter is playing high school sports, and she's getting these pictures taken of her, and it's like some of these photographers, oh, it looks like ESPN kind. I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
I never had this when honestly we didn't even have digital cameras when I was in high school. So we had the Kodak disposable cameras. But
dude, but
my
now those are so popular now, like,
really?
the kind of things, yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
they're not
the
getting
whole
good pictures.
vintage, like, Kodak, like, Cinematic, like, it's crazy. Everyone's
Oh,
getting into
okay.
the old stuff now.
I guess that makes sense, but yeah, like, so for my daughter, I see these pictures, and as a parent, I'm like, "Wow, this is cool. I'll have this memory of her," and, like,
Yeah.
of course, the athlete is like, "Oh, shit, that looks super dope," and it's an image of them in action, and it's captured in such a way where they could show their kids eventually, but as an athlete, you were an athlete, and you kind of had those moments where these pictures meant something to you to where you wanted to do them. When did you realize, like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm kind of good at it?
I think it was oh, man, what was it? Well, I started, hats off to, like, Scoring Live for giving me an opportunity,
Oh
to do
wow.
high school sports. So I just reached out. Like, I was just like, I'm gonna try. Like, I'm gonna try email, Scoring Live itself. I don't know if I'm gonna get an email back or someone's gonna get back to me. So I like just did it out of the ordinary because I was just like, oh well, people like, are reaching out to me and, like, trying to see if I can, like, take pictures of their son or their daughter, as far as, like, at the game. So I was like, "Okay, maybe I'll give it a shot." Like, I'll, email Scoring Live and see if they give me if I can work for them or work under them. And then so I recently, like, I messaged them, like, one day, and then, like, a week later, I got an email back, and I was just like, "Oh, that's so cool." Like, they gave me an opportunity. The guy was just like, "Yeah, like, of course, like, like, send me some of your stuff, like, your portfolios." And then next thing you know, I, like, met up with him, Brian, and I was just like, "Oh, like, like, am I able to go to the games and stuff?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you're under us now. Like, you're working under us."
Oh
So
wow.
ever since that day, like, it just started to get better, and I was just like, "Oh wow, like, it's actually, like, I'm actually getting better, or, like, people are actually noticing that, I'm around, like, the high school, like, sports and stuff." So I would have to say it started off, like, just with that, and then it just got better to like, over the like, years, it just got better.
So you just shot your shot and just like, ah, what this ain't gonna hurt if I try, and they hit back.
Yes. I was just like,
Yes.
"Look,
I like stories.
if somebody else, can do it," I was just like, "Hey, like, why not me?" Like, if it's a no, then it's fine, but you just never know, you know what I mean? So I just gave it a chance, and, like, it's so funny because the conversation I had with him in person was like, "I remember shooting the high school games that you were playing in, like, for
Oh,
softball." Like, he remembers our championship game and stuff, and he was just like, "Yeah, I remember you." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've took pictures of, like, your games, and then next thing you know, like, it just got bigger and bigger, and I was just like, "Oh my god, like, that's so cool." And then as time went on, I got to shoot the softball game, so it kinda just, like, brought back my days on, like, how I was playing, you know what I mean, in high school. And then yeah, after that, we just got better. I was just like, Imma set goals, and I, like, need to achieve those goals. Like, every year, I wanna make sure that either I'm going somewhere else or I'm just getting better at, like, my craft.
that's super cool. Scoring Live is huge. I go on that website all the
Yeah.
time, and it's a cool thing that Hawaii has. I mean, for these local athletes. They can see score stats, see the schedule, and the
Yeah.
pictures. So was that a paying gig or kinda you donating your time?
It was a paying gig, actually.
Oh,
At first, it was,
nice.
like, donating my time, and then it was a paying gig, but for me, it was just, like, it kinda didn't matter. It was just like, "Well, I'm gonna give it a chance, and I give it an opportunity," we kinda didn't talk about the whole paying thing till, like, later on, when they started to, like, use my pictures on the website, and then it started to get, like, serious. Like, it was so cool because I looked like, I was looking up some pictures, and he was like, "Yeah, we posted the pictures you took." And then just to see my name on the website was, like, so cool. I was like, "No way." Like, there's
And what, you get, like, press pass and all that stuff?
Yeah, so I actually had a scoring live, like, media pass, so I could go to any of the high school games, just as long as, like, they knew, because they also had scheduled games for us to go to,
Yeah.
but as far as, like, the high school games, yeah, I could go to any that I
Oh,
wanted to.
that's super cool. And you did all sports?
Yeah, I pretty much did all sports, but they kinda asked well, they had other people working for them too. So, like, they kinda asked, like, "Oh, like, what do you wanna do? Like, football? Or, like, do you wanna stay softball?" And stuff like that. So they kinda ask you to see, like, or where on the island do you live, so it's closer to, like, where
Oh,
you are,
yeah.
not have to travel so far. But yeah, they were, like, super nice, super nice people, and I learned from the other people that actually worked for them for years, like, they were there for a long time. So even from then, I like to work with, like, the old timers, you know what I mean? Like, the
Yeah.
people been there forever because I just feel like, they have a lot like, they know a lot of knowledge, into what people are actually looking for, like the newspapers, the news, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're actually really, like, they're pros, so
Yeah.
every time I got to go out to a game, I always would meet someone else, and they would always, like, talk to me, or we would always chat about, like, how it could be better as far as, like, taking pictures or, like, what people look for, you know?
Okay, let's take this short break. I want to shout out our sponsor, Defend Hawaii. I've been rocking Defend Hawaii since forever, and they've been my first sponsor for the podcast. They have a store in Winter Mall called No One, and they have a lot of new drops and some new stuff coming out. Visit their website, defendhawaii.com, and if you use promo code ATB upon checkout, you'll get 15% off your first purchase. So defendhawaii.com. Tell them ATB Pod sent you. Aloha. What I've noticed from having a lot of photographers on, especially sports photographers from Hawaii, I realize the community and culture you guys have is very sharing. You guys share tips and stuff with each other. It's not like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you that because then you might get my job or you can get a better shot than me. It's like, oh, now I'll help you. And I was wondering if you get that same um kind of feel for your guys' culture because that's what it seems like.
Well, I just think that everybody is different, personally, I just feel like everyone's different. For me, I mean, if people message me or other media people message me, like, I'm willing to help them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to, like, not share, like, how I've got to, like, where I am, or, like, how I edit my stuff, because I just feel like no matter what I tell them, it just depends on the person behind the camera, like, you know what I mean? So I just feel like if you need help, then reach out. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I'm a straight shooter, not gonna lie. Like, if someone asks me, "Oh, like, how did you, like, get to where you are today?" You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna tell them, like, you have to work hard to get to, like, here, you know what I'm saying? I didn't just wake up one day and, like, I got to do UH sports, like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It took me a couple years to build my, like, platform and, like, who I am today as a sports photographer. So, I just feel like if people, like, need help, then go ahead and message, other photographers or other videographers, you know what I mean? But personally, I just feel like it just depends on the creator itself.
that's super cool. So you didn't have any formal training. You're like me, learn on the college of YouTube.
Yes. I learned, like, a lot of stuff, like, either from people that I've worked with before or, like, YouTube, honestly. Like, I would just scroll through my phone and, like, look through other people's stuff and, like, see how I could use kinda, like, their stuff for, like, my stuff, like, making it like me. Like, I just feel like if you're a creator out there, be different, like, be you and don't be someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we already got so many people that's being like them, just be you and like you come up with like different things or different ideas. But I just feel like being a creator, you just have to be yourself.
Yeah. Well, I agree, and I think a lot of people don't understand photography is a art, and when you capture certain things and it takes a certain artistic eye or artistic skill to be able to do that. Not just anybody can, "Oh, I grab on camera and I'm a photographer." It's super hard, and I tried, it ain't working out for me, but it's always a kind of a simple jealousy I have when talk to people who are that creative because I always wish I could see things through your lens or like listen to music how musicians listen to music. It's kind of cool to see or talk to people that have a different value for what you guys do.
No, I mean, I totally agree. Like, some people that there's so many like creators since the time I've, been with scoring live and they just, came out of nowhere, and every time I see somebody new, I'm like, oh man, like, or I ask them like, oh, how old are you? And like they like started like right out of high school. And I'm like, dang, like I didn't start doing it till like I was like 22, 23, and they just, allow all these like photographers or videographers. And I'm like, shoot, like I had to work super hard to get, my ways. And now, some people are just coming on just to come on. But
Yeah. I feel like the strong get like pushed up and the kind of wannabes get weeded out. And I mean, like you said, it's all about work ethic. And if you have an undeniable work ethic, you're only going to get better and you're only going to kind of level your stuff up to where you want to be. It's kind of inevitable. How did you even link up with the university? Because that's a big deal.
the universe, so it started off with scoring live. So the guy Brian, like he knew some people at the university. So I was like, oh, like he mentioned um that they could actually like get people to like shoot their games, like the UH games, but it was kind of hard to get in. So I was like, oh, okay, like let me like I want to try. So he was like, yeah, let me know a week or two in advance. And I was like, okay. Cause he also found out that so my auntie is the head coach at the University of Hawaii, Coach Robin Amo,
Oh,
for
that's
the
your auntie.
yeah, for the volleyball team. So
Oh,
he
nice.
yeah, so he asked me that and he was like, "Oh, maybe you can go shoot like your auntie's games." And I was like, "Oh, that'll be cool." Like, not knowing or anything, like not talking to her, telling her like, oh, like asking her for help to, actually get in to do that. So I kind of went through him and I was like, okay, like I'll give it a shot. So after I did the first game, um, that's when I kind of started to like fade away like from scoring live because I was like, oh, like this is cool. Like this is where I want to be, like this
Yeah.
university like level as far as like capturing, you know, photos of like athletes. I want to be here. So I did like a couple games for them, like just shooting for scoring live at University of Hawaii. Then I kind of like branched off and started to work with like this social networking what is it called? Like company. They were new. They were doing like some sports stuff. They're called Rampage. I'm not sure if you like ever heard of them, but they reached out and they were like, "Look, we want to cover like University of Hawaii sports." So they reached out to me and one of my friends and I was like we had a meeting and everything with them and I was like, dude, like I'm down. Like if they're gonna get us access as far as like capturing, UH sports and stuff like that, like just for them, then I'm down to do it. So they ended up working something out with like University of Hawaii to like have us, capture the sport itself, like all the sports. So then ever since then, started capturing it for them, and then I could capture any sports that I wanted to as far as
Oh wow.
University of Hawaii, because they allowed it. And then my first year, that was probably like one of the toughest like times just going into it as far as like not knowing people or like,
Yeah.
just moving around, like just going to the games and like seeing who's this and who's that and getting introduced to people. And then the second year I kind of did it, and then people started noticing, like, people started noticing you, like, "Oh, like, that's the girl that's, like, posting the pictures about us," or, like, some athletes would, like, come up to you and, like, introduce their name, or, like, coaches I would be meeting and stuff like that. So, it was kinda like a growing process as far as, like, the whole University of Hawaii thing. And then, I started to do more of my auntie's games, and that, just being around her, like, I got to meet, like, a lot of people, like, in the sports
Yeah.
industry. And then my 3rd year, it was like family, like, the people I met, like, the coaches I got to meet. It was easier to move around because you know what I mean? Like, like, the athletes you're working with, or the coaches, so it was kinda easier to, meet these individual athletes and, like, take pictures of them because of the people that you knew, like, at the university. So the first year was kinda tough, like, you know what I mean? You go there, like, people don't know you, so, like, you're saying hi, and they're like, "Oh, who's this?" You know what I mean? So it took some time for them to, like, get to know you, and then the second year, you meet more people. 'Cause I'm,
Yeah.
like, this shy girl going into it, and I'm not, like, going around like, "Oh, yeah, my auntie's, like, Robin Amo," you know what I mean? Like, I'm not using her name at any point of this, 'cause I was like, "No, I'm gonna do it myself." Like,
Yeah.
if this is what I want, like, I'm gonna go out and get it. So, like, yeah, so they were just saying, like, you have to be, like, open, you know what I mean? You have to go out there, introduce yourself, meet new people. And I was just like, "Okay," like, so I got out of my bubble, and then, like, the second year, I met more people, like, more athletes, more coaches, you know what I mean? Just people at the university itself, like, the media people. I started to gain more friends, and then started to gain more help from others, and then it just branched off. And then my 3rd year, like, this past year, it's like, it's so easy to get around now, like, people just come to you and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was kind of a journey, like, just being able to do, like, University of Hawaii, like, sports. It is a big thing over there,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's definitely something that you have to, like, work for, like, I think, to be at that level of, like, taking pictures at a university, especially, like, a D1, but yeah, that's
You get to travel with them at all or just home games?
no, I just did the home games, yeah. Yeah, I just did the
So
home.
so what is your favorite sport to capture?
So, at the University of Hawaii, I honestly worked between, like, the football part of it, and then also, like, the volleyball, like, the men's and women's. Cause I don't know, like, for me, football, everybody kinda does, like, the whole football. Like, it's so big to where, like, you can capture so much. And, for me, I just took it as, "Okay, if I'm gonna get better, then I'm gonna, like, peek at the things that people aren't peeking at." So
Oh,
that's kinda, like, what I use, like, the whole football, like, stage as. And then as far as volleyball, honestly, I think I just grew up, like, watching it, you know what I mean? Just, like, my auntie being there and stuff like that. I always loved a good challenge when it came to, like, taking pictures of volleyball, because it's like they do the same things, you know what I mean? I just felt like it was a good challenge for me to, like, pick out, like, okay, if she's gonna hit the ball, or she's gonna serve the ball, what can I do to make it look different than other, like, people's, like, pictures? So that's kinda why I liked, like, doing that. And the game is so fast,
yeah.
so it's kinda like it makes me think, "Okay, well, how can I be different than the person that's getting, like, pictures of them, like, serving, or pictures of them, like, hitting," stuff like that. So
Oh, so
that's
you're
probably.
challenging yourself to do be different than everybody else's stuff.
Yes, exactly, yeah. That's
Okay.
kinda like what I look into, you know what I mean? So for me, I think it was working with, like, individual athletes instead of just working with, like, a whole team. 'cause at the time, I was just thinking in my head like, "Okay, well, now anybody can just capture a game," you know? So,
Yeah.
for me, it was just, like, working with individual athletes from that sport that would be different, you know what I mean? Because not a lot of people, like, work with individual athletes that'll share their story on what they wanna, like, capture or what they're doing. So,
Yeah.
my 3rd year, I was like, "No, I'm just gonna focus on capturing, like, individual athletes instead of, like, as a whole," you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Probably easier to capture better moments also,
yes, exactly, yeah.
huh? So what sport is the most difficult to get a good shot at? You don't do like water polo and stuff like that, do you?
No, I wish
Okay.
though. They're really good, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. Like, I wish I took a shot at that, but for me, oh man, what have I done? Honestly, I don't think any sport, like, well, the ones that I've like recently did is honestly hard. I think it's just up to you on like the way you want to capture the game or the way you want to take the pictures like of the game. Cause I've done like the softball, baseball, like the football, stuff like that, and the soccer. I just think
Okay.
like the more you're like into the game, it'll come out better for you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because like baseball is like super long, soccer is like
Oh
super
yeah.
long, and then you got softball that I love to do. So it's just like, oh, that's easy for me. Like I know
Yeah.
like the game here and there, and then you got the football, which is kind of long too, but there's a lot that's going on that you can capture. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's just like up to you. And then I would say it would have to be honestly basketball for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did a couple men's and women's like basketball games at University of Hawaii, and I just felt like I don't know, maybe I mean I love watching basketball like as far as like the NBA level, but I think you just gotta be for me, I just feel like you have to be or have a creative mind as far as like taking pictures of like a basketball game. You know what I mean? Because it's just like one person all the time with the ball and then
Yeah.
one shooting, you know what I mean? So, like, you either gotta have, like, a good eye to, like, stand out with your work or like, see the game differently or something
Yeah.
like that. Like, I don't know, like, basketball, like, differently to where I can, like, see it like that.
I see
So
what you mean. You got to be able to predict certain things,
yes,
what's going to happen.
yes, exactly. Like, I think for me, that was probably, like, the hardest, like, from volleyball, it was kinda easy for me, like, I could figure it out because I knew the game.
Yeah. Have you ever messed up where you missed a cool moment, like a winning shot or something like that, or winning touchdown or catch, or like sometimes photographers they just don't get the shot. Have you ever had that happen to you where it's like, oh shoot, I wish I got that.
I think for me, like, um yes, I actually have, not gonna lie. I think it was when UCLA came to play at University of Hawaii for football. It was a big game,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
it was just yeah, I was honestly there to, like, capture UCLA and I think I missed, like, the last touchdown that we scored, like, it was a good shot, but I think I was paying attention to something, I really can't remember, but I was paying attention to something else, and then it quickly just happened, and, like, somebody was, like, walking through or running through my shot, and then
Oh,
I literally got the person instead of, like, the shot going in the air,
oh.
so I was kinda like I was like, "Oh, wait, what?
You
Did
know,
I just"
find that guy in the parking lot after that.
No, it wasn't like that, I was just like, "Oh, like, frick." Like, no way like that happened. But things like that happen, you know what I mean? Like, you can't
Yeah.
I just felt like everything happens for a reason and, it just wasn't my time, I guess, to, like, get that shot.
Okay, let's take a break. I want to shout out our sponsors, Medicinal Mushrooms Hawaii. They're a locally based medicinal mushroom company based right out of here in Hawaii. They have 5 extracted mushrooms right now, and they put in these tinctures. and I take all five religiously. They have lion's mane, red reishi, chaga, turkey tail, and the newest one is cordyceps. And if you don't know what these medicinal mushrooms do, visit their website at Med Mushroom High, and they pretty much explain what each one of these medicinal mushrooms do. And like I said, I take them all religiously every single day. I don't miss a day. And it's been super beneficial to my health, my well being, my mental state, and also my sleep and energy. But go visit them, medmushroomhigh.com. And if you decide you want to buy a tincture of extracted mushrooms, use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, all capital letters, and you will get 45% off your tincture of extracted mushrooms. Medmushroomhigh.com. Aloha.
I'm was blessed with a lot of opportunities, being able to shoot at, University of Hawaii. I got to do my first NBA game here at University of Hawaii.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
that's right. The Lakers.
I got to do the Golden State when Steph Curry
Oh,
came here to play recently. Yeah, so I got
that's
to
right.
watch him and that was like super cool. That was a long shot, honestly, because I didn't get to shoot the game through him. I got to shoot it through like the news. I
Uh-huh.
do some stuff with Rob DeMello at KHON
Okay.
with him, yeah. So he's opened up a lot of like opportunities for me as far as like, higher ups and stuff like that. And I was blessed to get to know him because he helped me like reach out to people or, do more opportunities as far as like being in the sports world because he's the GOAT, man. He knows
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
going on. Like he's a pro at what he does, and I'm so thankful that I came across like knowing him because yeah, that was probably like the best thing I got to do was watch Steph Curry and got to shoot like pictures of him playing at,
That's
in the
super
Stat
dope.
Sheriff. So yeah, that's probably like that was a super big like wake up call for me. I was just like, like it was a long shot. Um Getting the opportunity to do that game because when I asked him, I was like, "Oh, like, I really hope, like, I can, shoot the game." It was, like, a week before, and I was just like, "Frick, like, should I ask him or, like, I shouldn't ask him?" And then next thing you know, he was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna make it to the game, so, I can give my media pass to, like, you." And I was like, "Oh, what?"
Oh, wow.
Wow, like, no way. So yeah, it was super cool opportunity to shoot an NBA game, like, that was
That's super
probably
dope. Well, that guy's
super
a Hall of
dope.
Famer too, right? And did you get to meet him?
I didn't get to meet him, but I took a ton of pictures of him, and it's like, I got some stuff in my, like, room that's, like, hanged up, like,
That's super dope.
taking pictures of him and, like, actually seeing him, like, being super close to him was super cool. Cause as a media person, you couldn't, like, make contact or, like, you know what I mean? You couldn't go up
Yeah.
asking for an autograph. There's some restrictions, and I, like, respected, Rob DeMello as far as him telling me, "Look, you can't do this because you can get in trouble," you know? I kinda
Yeah.
just wanted to leave a clean slate, but he was like, "You can take as much pictures as you want or as much videos of him," and I was like, "Alright, like, that's all I want," you know what I mean? That's all I wanna do, and the fact that I got an opportunity was like, "Okay, like, you can do it, like, you can keep going," If this is something that you really wanna do, I just feel like there's gonna be many more opportunities out there that can
Yeah.
happen.
Well, I like that you always kind of take take a chance and see what happens, and then you get blessed with opportunities also. And I don't know, it's like when you are doing Hawaii sports, it's kind of you're responsible to capture the essence of Hawaii sports and the fans. How do you capture the culture that Hawaii has as fans, or is it you just pretty much do just the athletes, or do you ever capture the crowds and that stuff too?
I think honestly, for me, it was being in the stand, like being in the stand, Sheriff Center, like the volleyball games, like the women's volleyball games or the men's volleyball games. I think just seeing that like sold out and packed and crowded was, like, crazy to me because I was just
Yeah.
like, "Dude, like, that is so cool." Like, everyone's standing up, like, cheering and everything, so, like, for me, I think capturing that, like, taking photos wise and just, like, living in the moment, like, just gave me, like, chicken skin, like, that is so crazy, like, to see, cause like, growing up, I would go to the games, but it wasn't, like, to the point where, like, okay, I can see it from a different point of view. So, like,
Yeah.
being down there, like, behind the athletes or, at the bottom where you can see everyone was probably, like, the coolest moment. Like, I was just like, "Dang, like, this is so cool," like, being able to capture this or, like, see this is, like, amazing, you know what I mean? And I think for me, like, the Hawaii fans, like, we have a good group of Hawaii fans. Like, people understand, like, the fan base here is, like, amazing. And the fact that they support, like, Hawaii sports, like, that heavy is, like, cool to see. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think being in that Stan Sheriff Center, like, dude, I got chicken skin. Like, they be singing the national anthem and, like, Hawaii Pono, and, like, when the crowd sings it too, I'm like, "Dang, like, this is so cool." Like,
That's
standing there
super
and
cool.
just, like, watching everybody, like, sing and then seeing the athletes, so, yeah.
Shoot, I think what stood out, what you just said, was that you are in the moment. I know a lot of people, especially younger people now, they're not in the moment. They're into their phones. And when stuff like that's happening, everybody wants to kind of video it and show people that they're there and not even enjoy the moment that they're in. And I think that's a big kind of makes me upset that our younger generation is like that. To hear you say like, "Oh yeah, I love being in the moment," and that stuff gives you chicken skin because it's unique, especially for Hawaii. Because I mean, look, our most times in colleges, the big colleges, people are there for football and basketball. For us to sell out a arena that big for volleyball, that's kind of dope. And that
Yeah.
you're right. I've been in those games and that energy is next level. And it's for volleyball, a sport that most mainland schools don't get that kind of support. And to feel that is electric. And I know exactly what you are saying
Yeah.
because couple games I got to be courtside and it's like, hold on, only thing about volleyball, you gotta be on the swivel, 'cause you catch one to the head and you can be on okay, Hungry Hawaiian and
No, for
that
real.
one
Yeah,
that's
I
not
don't
gonna be
know,
good.
dude. I'm telling you, it's a different seeing just like being on the court, you know what I mean? Or being courtside and seeing everything from a different perspective, you know what I mean? It's cool because I honestly got to see from like being a fan to like being a media person. So like I could see like when I used to go, not even being in media, but going to my auntie's like volleyball games and watching her coach, you know what I mean? Being in the stand or being a fan. And then now being like right behind her or like right there next to her players is like
Oh, yeah.
it's just a super cool like moment that, I'm blessed to have like the opportunity to see and feel. And that's what some, like, photographers I feel like just don't understand, like, you have to be in the moment sometimes, like, you gotta put your camera down, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just, like,
That's
feel
so
the
cool.
feel the energy and, like, just live in the moment of, like, putting yourself there, like, with them, you know what I mean? I mean, yes, everything is good to, like, capture and, like, take videos of, but if you're not feeling the same energy as, like, them, then you won't come out with, like, good stuff,
Ha!
like and, like,
So
for me, that's, like, everything, like, when I go into as being an athlete, when I go into taking pictures of, like, an athlete or, like, being in a game, I'm just, like, I'm going out there giving it my all, like, I'm gonna work hard, like, that's just how I am, like, the athlete mentality is still with me, and, like, that's how I take on my photo shoots, like, taking pictures of games, working with people, like, I just feel like you gotta go out there and be the best, like, you looking around and you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna be better than this guy tonight," like, that's the same mentality I have as far as, like, taking my photography to the next level, like, it's just me versus everybody, at the same time, so, yeah.
yeah, that's super cool. So what would be your most favorite picture that you took, if you could name it?
Oh, dang. Wow, dang, honestly have a lot, but, what can I say? Shoot.
Or maybe top 2.
I would have to say the Steph Curry one would probably be a number 1, like, just doing that game in general.
Yeah.
And then, I think it would have to be the Nick Herbig that I recently just did. I recently just did a camp with
Oh,
his camps, and I knew him from, like, high school because he went to, like, St. Louis and stuff, and they
okay.
recently gave me an opportunity to help capture his camp that he puts on, I guess, like, every year.
Oh,
So I
wow.
think it would just have to be, like, yeah, just being around that, and they honestly hosted, like, the best camp I ever been to, honestly, that I got to capture, and I got to meet his team, and, like, some of the other, Steeler Nation, what is that? NFL players, so I
Yeah.
think that was a super cool thing to, capture as far as being, like, what was my most favorite? It would probably have to be him, like, then.
That's super cool, and, I guess so, like, you get opportunities to do that stuff, and I'm surprised that you said that. I thought it would have been, like, with your auntie and stuff. How is that being on the sideline for her games? Like, cause you know her as a auntie, and now you get to be next to her when she's, like, losing it on the team, like, that's
I
kinda
knew it. Dude, it's so crazy. I knew this question was gonna come up because it happens all the time. Like, people never miss this, but they just, love to hear about it because they just find that it's so cool to, like, have a niece that's doing media and then having an auntie that, coaches. Honestly, like, I grew up like well, I didn't grow up watching her, play volleyball because she was, like, already a coach by the time I could, like, understand the game, because I was, like, so
Yeah.
young. But for me, honestly, like, like, I really looked up to her as far as, like, coaching and stuff and all the things that, she's done as far as, like, coaching the girls and just being her just being her, like, just being a woman in sports is what inspired me the most, and, me and my auntie always had, like, talks, you know what I mean? Like, we talk all the time, but, I just feel like if it wasn't for her, I honestly wouldn't be where I am today, like, in this, like, sports world, like, her being a woman in sports really inspired me to show me that, "Hey, like, just because you're a woman, like, you could still do it." You know what I mean? So, like, she's fought through the years of being a coach and, like, people doubting her, and stuff like that, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it too." Like, Imma see how far I can go in this, industry as far as, like, she used to always tell me, like, "You have to work hard for your stuff." And if I as soon as you start working hard, then, eventually it'll come to you and, but you just can't stop, like, working hard. So, I think for me, just growing around the game and growing around her has really helped me become, like, who I am today. Like, she was always
That's
somebody that I could, like, lean on or, like, this just past season, I got to, like, see the see the see another side of her because I got to, like, go to the practices and,
oh, wow.
see her before the game even happens,
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah, so I was like, she got to bring me around during that time, and I was, like, super blessed for that because not that many people get to, see that side or see the practices the way that, she's done, and some of the things that, like, I hear her talks, that's why, all the time with the girls, and some of the things that she tells them, she's over here telling me, and I'm like, "Look, like, maybe I should, like, start listening," like, you know what I mean? I wasn't the easiest niece to, like, talk to, but, my auntie has, like, dealt with me and, like, helped me throughout my, like, journeys and tough times, so I just feel like she's, like, really inspired me to be, at the best that I can be, and, um being around her and her sports was super amazing to see, like, the whole Hall of Fame thing and, like, the UH, like, she's a GOAT, like, not gonna lie, like,
Yeah,
she's gonna
I
tell you
agree.
she's not and all of this, super humble, but, she speaks a lot of, like, truth and, like, a lot of, like, she's motivational, I'm not gonna lie, like, she tells you straightforward and, all the people that get to, like, play for her and come by and pass through with her, like, I know they've taken a lot of things that she said, like, with them in their journey, and, same as for me, like, it's the same talk she's talking to her athletes and she's talking to me, but, I think me being her niece is kinda like she could say more to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's family related, like, I'm not gonna say, like, it was always good with me and her, but, like, she was just trying to teach me a lesson and, like, made me strong like how she is. She's a tough one, not gonna
Yeah.
lie, like,
Yeah. She's
but
a hammer. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, she is, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a short break and shout out our sponsors, iRep Detail Supply. They're your one-stop shop superstore for everything you need to detail whatever vehicle you have. If you go to their stores, they have a one in Temple Valley Shopping Center, one in Las Vegas, and they're opening a new one on the west side, which is coming soon. But go to their website, irepdetailsupply.com, and you can get 15% off your purchase order with promo code ATBpod. And I would say go to the store. Their staff is amazing. And if you have any questions, they are good at answering whatever questions you have. But iRep Detail Supply. Aloha. Doing what you do, what do you think your biggest challenges are while working?
While working, I think for me, it was kinda like knowing the business side of this.
Oh,
Knowing the business side of, like, the whole photography, like, the photography part, like, going out, reaching out to people, or, like, emailing businesses, or, like, messaging athletes. I think for me, like, I just had to be more open to doing stuff like that. Like, I had to go around asking people, like, "Hey, do you wanna do this?" Or, "Hey, are you interested in this?" Or even giving me an opportunity to just come to their workout and shoot them, or, like, sharing their story as far as, like, being a photographer. So, yeah, I think for me, it's just, like, the business side, like, meeting the right people or connecting with the right people. I think that's the hardest thing, like, I had to work on as far as, like, being a photographer.
oh, okay. That's super cool. Doing your photography, what is the biggest pressure you feel, or is there any pressure when you're working?
I think for me, as far as, like, pressure-wise, honestly, I like to prepare, like, a week before doing, like,
Oh,
any.
wow.
So I kinda like, if I'm gonna do, like, a photo shoot that's, like, planned, like, somebody came to me and was like, "Okay, like, we need you for this," like, I would honestly plan with them, like, a week before we actually shoot, just to
Oh,
touch
wow.
bases on, like, what they wanna do, and, like, the shots that I need to make sure that I take, 'cause, like, that's just me. Like, I'm not just gonna go there and be like, "Okay, like, I don't have a plan." Like, sometimes, like, you have to have a plan so that
Yeah.
you make sure you fulfill, like, what they want and stuff like that, and there are some appointments where you just show up and you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna do my thing," but as far as for me, yeah, I like to plan out what I wanna capture.
Oh, that's
And
super. So you're coming in there with a game plan then. You're not
yeah.
just free. Oh, that's professional right there. How do you weed out which pictures you gonna keep? Because you probably got on hard drive, like you come home and your memory card get like a billion pictures, and then you gotta pick out that one good one.
Honestly, I've gotten better, like, doing that kinda stuff. Like, as a photographer, you take thousands of pictures. And,
Yeah.
like, for me, I was like, "Okay, taking 1,500 photos is not something that, like, I wanna go through and only take out, like, less than 100." So
Yeah.
for me, I was like, "Okay, now I gotta think smarter." Like, "Okay, I have to, like, narrow it down to, like, okay, if they just want this, then we're just gonna focus on this. Like, everything else, really doesn't, I mean, it matters, but it really doesn't matter because they
Yeah.
don't want it anyway, you know what I mean? So, I think for me, like, it was just being able to cut out, like, things that were just distracting, you know what I mean? Like, distracting me, or, like, things that was really just not needed. So,
Okay. So you got a
yeah.
little more discipline with what you're shooting.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that I guess that would help. How do you edit? Like, what do you use to edit photos?
I use, Lightroom, Photoshop, stuff like that. Like, just the simple, like, pretty much what everyone uses to edit, like, photos. Yeah, that's kinda honestly, for me, I don't really like to edit too much. Like, I want
Yeah.
the picture to speak for itself, and you know what I mean? I mean, I love how you can get creative and, like, do all this crazy stuff, but at the end of the day, I just feel like whatever you capture should be good enough.
Yep,
Like, that's your eye
exactly.
on things, you know what I mean? I just feel like if you do too much, it kinda looks like what somebody else captured, and
Yeah.
you don't want that, you know? You wanna use your eye and, like, what you captured and always have a story for, like, what you do, so
And
that's
then it
kinda
co and then it comes kinda your signature photography. What would you describe your style?
shoot, um, I don't know, I kinda just, like, go in, like I mean, not simple, but, like, I kinda just like it the way it is. Like, I
Yeah,
just or, like, the way it is, I kinda, like yeah, I put a filter on it here and there, but, like, I don't like to do, like, way too much, you know what I mean?
yeah,
If I see a picture and I'm like, "Okay, maybe if I, like, edit it a little bit more or do something crazy, it'll look cool," but other than that, I kinda just like to take the picture and then, like, just leave it as it is, like, edit it here and there, you know, but not too much, like photoshopping stuff out or, this and that. I kinda just like whatever Imma capture, Imma go through, and if I like it, like, I'm gonna use it, you know?
nice.
So,
Future-wise, where do you see your career going? I know right now you're kinda figuring it out, but where would you want it to go?
honestly, I kinda wanna be like I kinda wanna just work with individual athletes, like, individual, like, um doesn't matter what kinda athlete or what kinda if you're in high school, college, or in the pros, I kinda just wanna do individual stuff and, like, work on the whole like, showing their story or their everyday life of, like, what they're doing or how they became who they are, and,
Yeah.
like, just, showing it through my lens, so I just feel like, being in the mainland or living in the mainland, like, I'm gonna be able like, I can be able to do that, if I get connected, like, with the right people, meeting new people, meeting new athletes, because I just feel like there's more out here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, like, for what I wanna do, there's way more out here and, like, way more opportunities, even though it's gonna be kinda hard, like, you know what I mean? Because it's such a bigger like, you're going against bigger people, and stuff like that, but I just feel like if it does bring me back to, like, Hawaii in, like, the future, and I'll come back, but as far as, like, what I wanna do, I think, the mainland's gonna open up way more opportunities for me and, like, what I wanna do because being on an island sometimes is kinda hard to
Yeah.
do that or bring that, like, back home, so, yeah.
I think whatever you get into, you'll be successful. I was reading about this video guy. I don't know if you know who Tyreek Hill was. He's a receiver for
Oh,
the
yes, yes.
yeah. So he hired this video guy or somebody's college friend or something like that to video his college game. And when he got drafted, he brought that same guy to do his videos, and because of this guy, the video guy blew up and got him way more opportunities, and it was because Tyreek gave him a chance, and he became known, and then other people wanted to hire him to do different things, and it's like simple simple shot like that could open huge doors, and you never know, and you seem like you're not afraid of taking a shot, so you might as well, try it out. So
No.
wait, right now you're just getting paid by UH to do these photographies. That last like your only job right now, or
So, through the not through UH, but through the social networking company, yes.
oh, okay.
That
Oh,
I
that's
captured
cool.
for. Yeah, that's what I'm and they're also helping me, like, in the mainland too, because they help photographers and videographers, like, all over the world, so whenever there's something up, I build good relationships with them to where, like, they could help me get into, like, these sports events or, like, they know people in, like, universities or, in the pro leagues that they can help me with to get connected, and I just have to pull up and, like, show my craft, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I have to take those shots and opportunities, like, and I can't be afraid to I was, like, afraid to do it, you know what I mean? And that's something that I've, like, looked back as far as, like, all my aunties always talk to me about, you know what I mean? Like, "You have to go, like, you gotta go." You know what I mean? It's okay to let go, like, it's time for, like, a new chapter or it's time to, you know, go live your life, like go ahead and grow because, at
Yeah.
some point in time, it can get boring or it can just get too easy. And then, you see other people living your life or your dreams and you're like stuck now.
Yeah.
So I just feel like at the end of the day, like, yeah, like it's time to, branch off and like do new things.
Well, you in Vegas, get UFC in Vegas. You should shoot your
I
shot right
know, I
there.
know. So I know the Kamakas because I went to school with them.
Oh, okay. Oh, Kaya and Tristan.
Yeah, so Tristan was trying to I just hit Tristan up and I was like, dude, like if your brother's out here, like, working out, like if Kai's working out, but he kind of just fought, like
Yeah,
you know,
last week.
kind of
Yeah.
yeah, I missed that, but yeah, I wish I was here for that. And I told him, I was like, dude, like let me know, like if your brother's, got a schedule and I can come out and meet
Oh,
him.
that's
I would
cool.
love to get shots of him, like,
My
with like
friend my friend who was on this show does his videography. So he owns Ku'u Films, and he does his stuff, and he does for Chef Ipono Cafe. He does all
oh
the
yeah,
video.
yeah, we just ate
Yeah.
there last night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him on my show too, but Regan does the stuff with Kai Boy. He does all his video stuff. Yeah, it's super cool. I should
Yeah,
plug you
dude.
at him. Like you could get some pictures for him. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, let me see. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like for me, being in Hawaii growing up in this industry, I just feel like it's whoever you know.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how
with
you get.
anything.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like it's whoever you know branches off to another person, and I just feel like it's all up to how the kind of person that you are at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just feel like if you be you around people, you go farther. You know what I mean? I don't like in front of people, I don't put on a front. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk to you how I'm talking to like my best friend or my auntie. Like I'm just gonna continue to be me and that's gonna get me to go places. I'm not gonna put on this like face and be like, oh no, like, I'm two different people on each side. Like, no.
What would be your dream event to capture if you could pick something? Like what would it be if you could pick any sporting event? What would it be to be a photographer for?
I think for me, either in the volleyball like pro league, I would want to be
Oh.
at like doing their games because I think they're trying to branch off to do like more volleyball pro leagues out here in the mainland. And I've seen like I've been watching and following. I don't know if you know her, Amber GD. She
Oh
was a
yeah.
UH volleyball player and she's playing in the LOVB, which is a volleyball pro league. So I just feel like if I ever got a chance to, shoot that or like for me it would probably be like an NFL game.
Oh, that'd be
That's kind
sick.
of
Go
like
do a
a
Niners one.
super it would be super cool, man. I'm, waiting for the opportunity for that. Like, I'm trying to get connected, with the right people and just waiting for my chance to, get out there because all it really takes is, one shot.
Yep.
So just to, do that or like just knowing people in that industry, to help me to get to where I need to be, I think, would help me a lot. So yeah, I'm kinda just waiting on my turn, but still trying to work hard to, get to that level because I just believe that, good things happen to good people sometimes.
Yep. And you got that work ethic. What do you do like for when you're relaxing on your days off? What do you like to do for fun?
So, I like to go to the beach or I like to hike, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I got a niece and a nephew, so I like to hang out with them. They're like, my everything, and then I got little cousins too that I like to hang out with. So I'm kind of like a around like, just family person. I like to be around family and stuff like that. But I also like to have like just time for myself.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
yeah, I
don't
think
play
for me,
softballs in all these leagues.
no, dude, I couldn't like I just after softball was done and then I recently got like a shoulder injury, so
Oh,
it time to like hang up the cleats, and I was just like, no, it's okay, like stuff like that. I mean, I would honestly go back to coaching. I'm still in contact with my high school coach at a high school. So, maybe that journey will come back soon. But as far as like, what I wanna do, like, achieving on this side is, like, I really wanna get there, so,
That's
yeah.
super cool. Shoot, we've been going for an hour. I wanted to ask you one last thing. What would the advice you would give to somebody who's starting up in your industry? What would you tell the younger you or somebody just like you?
For me, I would say honestly, if you want something, go ahead and chase it. Like, just continue to work hard. Like, you will hit rock bottom, or you know what I mean. You will hit those hard times, and I just feel like God will work out. Like, if you just keep going, like, don't give up. And, like, just be you. Like, be you around the people that you meet. Meet new people even though they don't know you, or, like, go up and meet somebody. Cause I just feel like people will remember that. They'll remember, like, the good in you, you know what I mean? And people remember the hard times that you went through, and then lend a hand, and that hand could lead to, bigger and better things. So, I just feel like if you work hard and got somebody that inspires you throughout your life or your journey, then, continue to look up to them, and, like, continue to see what they've done, to get to where they are as well. So, yeah, I just feel like for me, just working hard, knowing people, getting out of my shell, like, not being so shy, you know what I mean? Just not thinking about what other people think of you. Like, you know what I mean? Just don't let the people on the outside get, you distracted from what your main goal is and stuff like that. So I've always been that, like, put your head down, like, let them talk, you know what I mean? Let them do whatever they want to do to, try to break you. But for me, I would just say let your work speak for itself. Yeah.
That's super cool. I think that's goes for not just photography, but for anything. And yeah, that little clip you just said, I'm definitely gonna play for my daughter because she needs to hear that stuff too. And that's how it is.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you'll be shooting her at one of these games.
Dude, I hope, man. Let me
That would be
know. I'm
cool.
so
Yeah.
down. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let me know. And I'm just always open to doing, like, new things. Like, that's just me. Like, I just feel like I've gained a lot more from, like, doing different stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm not, for me, like, I grew up in a household that's like, if you're gonna do something, like, you better, like, continue to do it. Like, don't give up. You know what I mean? So I was always that, like, hard, like, go-getter, like, "Nah, I'm gonna work hard." Like, you're not gonna tell me I can't do it because 'cause I'm gonna end up doing it, like,
Yeah.
just like that. Yeah, I just tell people you gotta continue to work hard on whatever you put in, that's what you're gonna get,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, shoot, I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come on my show. I know it's a little later where you're at, but I think this story will inspire people. Like I'm ready to run through a wall just to do more and get more involved. I think because of the person you are, it'll resonate with a lot of people. And I think the younger generation needs to hear about people like you and hear about betting on themselves and taking a chance and believing and putting in the work because every single dream dies with no work. And
Yeah.
if and that's the thing. And if you're willing to work for something is it's always gonna better yourself. Even if you don't succeed at what you're doing, you'll succeed in the ethic you have. And I think with
Yes.
you, you're sky's the limit. I wouldn't
Yeah.
if you're capturing the 49ers and on that sideline, you better get me a pass.
Dude, I will, man. That's always the dream. Everybody's gonna
Yeah.
everybody's gonna eat every time. I always tell them, like, I'm never, like, if I ever go to the top, or if I ever start, living that dream that I wanted to, like, I'm never gonna forget the people that helped me get there. Like, for me, I got a big heart, so all the people who, you know what I mean, like, helped me, or, like, went out of their way to, like, just send me a text, or, like, help me out, and, like, hey, you was ever honest to me about things, like, as far as, like, media wise, like, I'm never gonna forget those people, that really helped me to get where I am today, because you know what I mean, you're in my journey, like, I came past you for a reason, and you know what I mean, if I go to the top, everybody goes to the top, like, that's just how it feels. So
That's super cool. I feel blessed that you came on my show. I'm definitely feel like my listeners will gain something from your story and I hope to have you back on and talk more
Yes.
about what you've accomplished in that time frame. Thank you again for coming on. Shakas
Thank-
for the cameras.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Right on. We're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.